What's up everybody, it's Sean here and I'm back today to give you a review of the J-Tips collaboration with Saucony on the Progrid Omni 9 from the To-Do List collection in this tan and pink colorway. This is part of J-Tips' latest collaboration with Saucony, which consists of two unique and bold colorways of the Progrid Omni 9. So these had a limited release earlier in August, but the global release is set for September 20th, and they're going to retail for a price of $180 US or $220 here in Canada. So J-Tips is probably most known for his Saucony collaborations, all of which in the past have been very loud, very eccentric, and very unique. And this collection is no different. So this is called the To-Do List collection, and they dropped two pairs of the Shadow 6000 in kid sizes, but for the adult sizes, which is what I'm going to be reviewing, he turned his efforts to the Progrid Omni 9, which is a 2010s era performance running shoe turned lifestyle sneaker when it was reintroduced by Saucony not too long ago. And before I go on any further, I want to give a huge thank you over to Saucony Canada for sending me over this pair. These, along with the purple and pink colorway, both pairs will be available and sold at Canadian retailers such as SoulStop. So for anyone that's looking to grab a pair on September 20th and you are in Canada, again, check out SoulStop. I've linked their website, their socials, all of that good stuff down below. So here's a quick look at the packaging, and something I really liked is that both this pair and the purple and pink colorway, the boxes are unique and different. So in the case for this tan colorway, the box of course is done primarily in these tan tones. We have Savior branding on the top lid, which is J-Tips' brand name. On the back side here, it says Saucony x Savior, whereas on the other side it says Made by J. And then here's a look at the bottom of the box where it says, your day just got more comfortable. So as far as the shoe goes, jumping right into the details, on the toe box, this is covered in this honeycomb shaped mesh, and this is done in this peachy cream colored tone. Overlaid on top of the toe box on both sides, we have this synthetic overlay in this hot pink shade, whereas covering the front toe cap, we have more synthetic overlays, but this is done in more of a brownish tone with red colored hits. Next to this, on the lateral side, we have another one of these light brown colored synthetic overlays, but this area here has blue colored detailing. And then covering the eyelids of the sneaker, here you'll find we have genuine pink colored leather with a mix of red and blue colored detailing found throughout. Beneath this on the mid panel, replacing the traditional Progrid Omni 9 detailing, here we have a large semi-translucent mesh overlay with this black colored diamond shaped threading found throughout. Underneath this, you can see where the typical Progrid Omni 9 TPU layers would be, and then stitched on top of this, we have the signature Saucony stripe. This is done in this reflective finish in a mix of red and blue. Moving downwards, we have this translucent TPU pink layer with red colored detailing. And then above this, surrounding the top portion of the ankle collar area, we have this light tan colored mesh. Underneath this, we have this tan colored suede, and we have Savior branding found on the lateral side. And then beneath this, we have a synthetic blue colored layer with pink colored detailing. This wraps around the bottom of the heel. In the middle of the heel, we have another red colored reflective layer with blue colored Saucony branding. And then on the medial sides of the heel, you can find J-Tips' globe logo on the right foot and his flower logo on the left foot. So in terms of laces, this pair to my surprise only comes with one lace option, and they're a oval shaped lace done in this light tan or almost peach colored tone. Underneath this, the tongue is crafted out of that honeycomb styled mesh that we saw earlier on the toe box. However, it's a slightly darker shade of tan and has a bit more of a brownish tone to it. And then on the top of the tongue, this is covered in blue colored mesh, and then we have a translucent TPU layer on the top with the Saucony logo on the right foot, and we have this blue colored patch with Savior branding found on the left foot. The interior of the shoe is lined in this bright green colored mesh, and then here you'll find Made by J-Tips branding found on the medial edge. And then for the insoles, these come with these custom branded foam lined insoles, and to the touch, these insoles are pretty decently padded and pretty comfortable. If you take away the insole, you'll also see there's a secondary layer of foam, so this sits in between the foam midsole and the insole, giving you an added level of cushioning and support. So the upper of the Progrid Omni 9, it sits atop this full-length EVA foam midsole, and this is painted primarily in this tan color. We have Saucony's SRC technology, which stands for Super Rebound Compound. This is visible on the lateral forefoot in blue, as well as on the lateral heel, and this type of technology specifically helps with shock absorption. And in addition, we also have their Progrid technology, And this type of technology helps to dissipate the shock, giving you more of a smooth and seamless transition from heel to toe. And then for the outsole, this is done primarily in this gum rubber finish. We do have light blue and pink colored accents on the forefoot and red colored accents on the heel. And then in the middle, you can see this exposed foam. This is Saucony's Progrid technology that I mentioned earlier. And then in the middle, we have a pink colored TPU shank plate, which is there to help with torsional rigidity and midfoot support. So that breaks down the look and the construction of this pair. So for those wondering about sizing, how do these fit? So keep in mind, Saucony Canada sent me these a half size up. My foot measures as a true size 10, slightly on the wider side, and I usually wear a size 10 in the Progrid Omni 9, but Saucony Canada sent me this in a size 10 and a half. So trying these on, they actually feel pretty decent. The width of the shoe is fine, no problems whatsoever. There is a little bit extra room lengthwise than I would have preferred. So wearing these a half size up, there's just over a thumb width space between the top of the shoe and the top of my toe. Usually I prefer more of like an index finger's width space. So I feel like if you have a narrow or normal width foot, you can go true to size and it should fit you fine. But if you have a really wide foot, you might be better off going up a half size and just dealing with the extra length in the shoe. Moving on to the comfort of this shoe, so I've said this in past reviews, but the Progrid Omni 9 in my opinion is a very comfortable sneaker. It makes sense though, considering these were originally intended to be a performance running shoe. So you can imagine fast forward the 12-15 years later and you're rocking this shoe casually, they feel great on foot. So first off, the underfoot feeling, it's quite comfortable. There's some level of plushness to it, but it feels very stable and supportive. You never feel like your feet are sinking into the foam, and I feel like it cradles and hugs your feet in the right places. So generally speaking, this is more on the firmer side of things, but that's actually a good thing to me at least if I'm gonna be on my feet for hours on end. I don't want a shoe that's overly soft and unstructured. I prefer more of that support which the shoe has. And the upper of the shoe doesn't feel that heavy either. So if you're gonna be rocking these casually, I think you'll be quite pleased with how these feel, unless you're expecting a shoe that's extremely soft, pillowy, kind of like you're walking on a mattress. This is not gonna be like that whatsoever. Finally, in terms of the quality and craftsmanship, so first off, the material quality was average. There was nothing really anything special about this. For the most part, it utilizes synthetic materials. There is some genuine leathers around the eyelets, but other than that, it felt like it was mostly TPUs and synthetic layers. The build of the shoe though, I thought was a little bit sloppy. So my pair had quite a bit of glue stains around, not only around the midsole area, but even on the mid panel, and some glue went on the laces as well. So maybe I just got unlucky with a bad pair, but there was noticeable glue stains all around the shoe. But aside from that though, I thought the stitch job was good. The panels were consistently shaped between my left and right feet. So the only thing I really had to complain about were the glue stains. So with all of that out of the way now, let's toss these on feet. I'll lace them up and I'll show you guys how these look. In typical J-Tips fashion, this colorway is just extremely unique, and it's very, very loud and bold. So it comes down to personal preference. Is this a colorway you think you can pull off? Do you have that style or the swag to pull this off? And I'll be honest, my initial thoughts when I saw this one compared to the purple and pink, I was actually leaning more towards this tan colorway. Maybe it's just because I automatically think that tan or cream colored shoes are a bit more wearable. But after seeing more images of these and then eventually getting these in hand, I actually changed my mind. Maybe it's because the colors on this pair are a little bit too close to my skin tone. But when I rock these, it almost reminds me like I'm barefoot. And then I also wasn't crazy about how they replaced the typical side panels of the shoe, and they incorporated this translucent mesh, which kind of remind me of fishnets almost. So it's crazy how my opinion flipped 180, but I definitely prefer the purple and pink colorway a lot more now that I have the privilege of seeing both of them in person. But don't get me wrong, I think for the right person with the right style, this shoe definitely works. It just doesn't really fit my personal style and it doesn't really look good on me. So leave your thoughts down below. Let me know, what do you guys think with this J-Tips and Saucony Progrid Omni 9 in this tan and pink colorway? Between this one and the purple pair, which of the two do you guys prefer? And when these drop on September 20th, are you planning on copying these? Or is this going to be a pass for you? As usual, if you guys enjoyed this review, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. You can follow me on Instagram at esco8, check me out on X at sean.go spelled out, and visit my website at seango.ca. So thanks everyone for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this review and hopefully it helped you in some way. Appreciate the continued love and support. Thank you once again to Saucony Canada for sending me over this pair, and I'll catch all of you in my next video.